All right, what's going on, everybody? Got some stuff popping off in the Discord. Let's see what's going on here. People talking about setting up their own shop. Can you guys hear me okay? Everything good? Got my University of Minnesota cup here. Didn't go there from Texas, but what is going on, everyone? Man, what a day. I just took a little bit of a power nap before the stream tonight. Knocked out a solid 30-minute nap. I could probably go to sleep for the rest of the night right now. I'm still, I don't know if you can hear it, but still not feeling great. Been sick way too long. No, Jason, it is not too early for questions. What's up, Deception? Hey, I hope those cards ended up looking great, man, that you got. Thanks for the big order, man. Appreciate you. No, it's not too early for questions. So Jason asks, what is your ultimate goal for Flip House Finds? What if this year just blows up and orders get crazy? Throttle it down or lean in like you want to do it full time. Yeah, it's like last night I came down here and I listed about 50 cards, and over the last 24 hours I've done $200 in sales. And I think when I first started, that would have been like, oh my gosh, that's incredible. And it's still incredible, but like, I think I could sell, I think if I wanted to, I could do 6 figures this year. But one of the things that when I started to, I think the biggest challenge I still have is obtaining inventory, even though I do have some amazing sellers. But also family life balance, you know, and just even my own personal downtime, you know, how much time do I want to invest in the evening? But I don't think I anticipated the content creation piece to take as much energy as it has. And so I definitely want to do more as far as monetarily than I did last year, but I think I'm getting smarter with how I'm doing that now. I don't know that full-time, the amount of income I would have to replace to go full-time and the amount of cards I would have to sell to replace my income is pretty big. Pretty big amount. Not because I don't make not because I make a lot of money. I certainly, you know, am not wealthy or rich or anything like that. But, you know, when you're buying things at 70%, selling them at 100%, then losing 13.5% to fees, that little bit, that margin there, that, you know, 16.5%, if I take that 16.5% and then try to get to the amount of money that I make now in my current job, it would be, I would be working more than 40 hours a week. So like, how do you manage that? I mean, I think if the right circumstances dropped in my lap, I wouldn't mind partnering with someone to do something like this, but I don't know. I haven't really answered your question. I really don't have a finite goal other than to continue to create content, continue to enjoy what I'm doing, continue to sell cards, get more efficient. Even looking at getting a scanner to try to make some of that more efficient. What does that look like? And so creating efficiency so that I can sell more in the same amount of time I'm selling now would be a goal, I think. What's more reasonable over the next year? I don't know. What's up, Nick? Welcome to the stream. Nick Ryle. Love that waving hand. Guys, we are like, we are 3 subscribers away from getting to 600 subscribers on the channel. To get monetized, Jason, ask follow-up questions because I don't feel like I answered your question well. So ask for clarity, man. Keep asking questions. We are 3 subscribers away from 600. The goal is to get 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. And I think I went over 2,100 hours of watch time last night. When I woke up this morning, I was looking at the analytics. And so, yeah, we just need to keep pumping up those numbers. So like if you have the opportunity to share a stream like this or to share my content, if any of the videos that I create you enjoy or think adds value, if you share them on your socials or share them with friends or whatever and can get subscribers, man, that would go a long way to help the community. I think that's another thing too, Jason, is that, so like I have multiple streams of income that I'm also trying to kind of lean into. It's not just selling of the cards. And so there are other portions of my business model that could blow up that would allow it to be something that I would consider doing maybe full time. In particular, the last video that I put out was about all my shipping supplies and things like that. And each one of those is an Amazon affiliate link. And so if I got big enough to where people were using my Amazon affiliate links a lot and we're buying a lot of things from my Amazon links and things like that, where that could be a stream of revenue. I think I've made like $3 so far in my Amazon affiliate. But if that stream of revenue went up a little bit or continued to climb, being a Shipping Shield affiliate, certainly even if people don't use my code, if they use my link down below for Shipping Shields, even if you've already used the Shipping Shield or Fliphouse Finds 10, Fliphouse Finds 7.5, and Fliphouse Finds 5 to save 10, 7.5, or 5%. If people continue to use my link, I get a portion of that back. So that I think I made a little over $100 from Shipping Shield affiliate links this last year. And so there's multiple streams of revenue. And then once the channel gets monetized, if I start making some money from the YouTube channel as well, all of that pours back into my business and allows me to continue to scale the card selling or, buy additional tools and resources and inventory to grow my business. So I'm trying not to do too many things at once, but monetized on YouTube is a big goal this year. Continuing to be a Shipping Shield affiliate and getting some of that affiliate revenue. The Amazon affiliate links for those that continue to rise. And then to continue to sell cards. Because I think that's where I sold for 9 months solid before I started creating content, because I needed the credibility to be able to come on here and share with you guys what I've learned. So yeah, I shipped out 8 or 9 orders today. A little over $100 in cards, and I have another $100 in orders to pack tonight. Those are some bigger orders that are going to take a little bit more time, so we'll see. Hey Nick, yeah, good question. Is that watch time across all videos? It is, yeah. So I think I recorded video number 47 today. It'll come out on Saturday, talking about customer service and the emotions behind it and how sometimes it can feel personal. So that was a pretty fun video to put together. I told a story about a time where, from a customer service experience, my expectations were exceeded. So that's a fun story to share. It's a fun memory with my son. And so, yeah, so the thing is like, I think of like each video as kind of like a stock on the stock market to whatever degree. It goes out there, and if you're just finding my channel and haven't watched all my content, you could just hit play and just let it play through all my stuff. That certainly helps if you haven't watched all my videos, even if you're not sitting down to watch them. I need to create maybe a playlist with all my videos, or someone could just hit play and it would just play through all of them. Yeah, it's across all videos. So like when I produce a 10-minute video, to get an hour of playtime, I need 6 people to watch it all the way through. So yeah, some of my videos have blown up and some have been a little bit less than huge. So, I mean, none of them necessarily gone viral. I think the closest one I had to viral was one about sealed singles or slabs. The very first one I did, it got like 2,500 views like in a matter of like 48 hours. It was crazy, but yeah. Hey Mandy, welcome to the stream. Mandy is the regular. She missed the last stream though, guys. Yeah, I was really disappointed in Mandy. She went to bed early or something. I don't remember what it was. Just kidding, Mandy, just kidding. Jason says, our friendly creator PokePaster says he does not ever want to do it full time to replace his career, but he probably could this year if he leaned into it. Would you consider that or no? Yeah, so PokePaster TCG and I work at the same place. Yeah, I mean, I could definitely see where he could do it full time. I think he's in his mid-30s. I just turned 50 a few days ago. his work ethic, maybe not work ethic, but his energy is just insane. His content, the community that he's building it a little differently than me, and that's okay. Yeah, I could totally see where he could certainly do that full time. Yeah, I think the other thing that, my son, he's 20, and I told him, I said, I wish I would have listened to the adults in my life less when I was his age. Because when I was young, that was the time to take risks. And so being 50 years old, needing health insurance, all those kinds of things, like if you did it full time, I mean, health insurance alone would probably cost $1,000 or more a month for a family of 4. And so there's all those kind of different considerations, retirement, I don't know. I'm not trying to be pessimistic, but certainly of all the things I do, like I do enjoy my job. I do feel called to do what I do for a living. But when I sit down here at night, turn on chill music, hang out with you guys, or, sort cards, list cards, it's certainly my favorite place to be. This is my favorite place to be, right here where I'm at right now. So we'll see. Hey, Cardboard Nerd, my West Coast friend. I think I'm mostly better. I just did a breathing treatment a little bit earlier, or an inhaler, whatever you call it. I'm still not 100% over it. There's still kind of a lingering thing going on. I'm sucking on a cough drop right now, but I am feeling better. Yeah, Jason, no, that's, I know you're not trying to put me on the spot, and you're just curious. Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that I'm still trying to realize is that, like, I want to do what I'm doing from a foundation of generosity and not generosity, gratitude. That's where I'm looking for. I never thought I would be where I am right now today with this whole thing. When I started this a year ago, if you had said that I would hit the numbers that I hit, that I would hit the number of sales that I hit, that I would have a YouTube channel and have a YouTube community that's growing, and would be an Amazon affiliate, Shipping Shield affiliate, would be moving towards monetization on YouTube, I would have been like, that's the dumbest dream to dream. I never thought to dream it. So I'm open to whatever. It's just, I don't necessarily have a finite goal, So yeah. Oh, Mandy said, I did watch the live stream last week eventually. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. It helps with getting the views. Yeah, Superior Comic Cards. Hey, man, how are things up in the Canadias? Up in Canada. Yeah, totally agree. Would have been a lot easier to go full-time when you're younger. So here's the other thing, too, Superior, that I want to disclaimer, because I am my own worst critic. I have a critic that's in my head. I'm a perfectionist, all the things. Sometimes, like when I first started doing this and started having some success, I was like, man, why didn't I start this sooner? Why didn't I do this sooner? But really, I mean, the point in history, the Pokemon industry, or trading card, industries, as it were, the selling platforms, me, at my point in my full-time career, having a little bit of marginal income, or a little bit of money I'd saved up at just the right time. Like, the stars kind of had to align for me to, like, start doing this. And, like, when I was 20 years old, 30 years ago, like, TCG Player didn't exist. Pokemon literally didn't exist 30 years ago. I mean, I think in a few weeks, or it'll have existed 30 years ago. And so part of me is, I think when I say I wish I would have listened to people less when I was younger, it's like, my dad going like, oh, you need to go get a degree in accounting or get a degree in business, and get a good job and get good insurance and get married and again, I don't regret the marriage part. Like, my wife and I, this year will be 28 years we've been married, and she's one of my favorite things in the world, if not my favorite thing in the world. Without her, I wouldn't be the man I am today. But I wish I would have taken some more risks earlier on, as far as maybe gone out on my own, started my own business, explored a little bit more of like, what am I passionate about? What have I feel like I've been called to do? But starting a Pokemon business 30 years ago is silly, because the game didn't exist. So let's kind of let myself off the hook a little bit. Jason said, I am 50 also. That's why I'm so curious. Oh man, yeah, 50. 50 is where it's at, I guess. It's the first birthday that I struggled with this year was 50. That's like, how did I get to be this old? I'm still 16 in my head. What's up, Cameron? Thanks for joining, man. Appreciate you. Appreciate you being here, man. Let's see here. I'm gonna do a little self-promotion over on our Discord server here for the people that don't know I'm live. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing. How do I... Oh, there we go. All right, there we go. Look at all us old 50-year-old guys in here. Superior Comics and Jason Benson. I just love that, you know, we can let our nerd flag fly at 50 years old. I think when we were kids, being a geek or a nerd was not as cool as it is now. Now kids can be, you know, young people. They can dive in deep on any number of niches or niches out there and things that they love and geek out about it. Anytime I go to like Twin Cities Con or, you know, watch these videos online, the number of things out there that kids can geek out on these days. And so it's a cool time to be alive for sure. Yeah, Nick, I'm still 16 in my head. Like it's just, my body's definitely 50 years old for sure. Yeah, Nick says I'm 40 and I'm still wondering when I'm going to feel like a grown up. Yeah, it's crazy. Like yeah, when you have, there's a young lady that works at the same place I do. She's 22 years old and I'm just like, it's crazy just to see her and like think I'm more than double her age, but still at the same time feel like we're the same age, like I'm still that age. Jason's trying to get me and Superior together and start the trifecta of Pokemon businesses here. Yeah, I was gonna show you guys. So like my son for my birthday, he said, "Hey Dad, what's your favorite Pokemon?" And I said Dwebble. And Dwebble is a hermit crab, and I grew up on the Gulf Coast of Texas, and so I played with hermit crabs a lot. And he goes, "Is there one of the Dwebble cards that you really like?" And so I showed him, and so he bought it for me, and it showed up today. And so this is now like my prized possession. This English Dwebble card, it cost about $25, but obviously I'm not going to sell it. It's for my son. But yeah, reminds me a lot of growing up on the coast. We didn't have colorful sailboats on the Gulf Coast, but yeah, really proud of it. Put it in a precise fit sleeve and put it in the Ultimate Guard one touch case here and have it sitting here on my desk next to my Series 1 Machamp. Have those sitting on a little stands over here by my thermal printer. Hey, what's up, PokeScriz TCG? And I bought this, like, I don't remember when I bought this. I bought this, I think, like a month ago, and I still haven't opened it. So we're going to open up this at some point tonight. But no, what are some things, like asking you guys, like, what are some goals you have for 2026? What are the things you're going to be shooting for? I think for me, I want to obviously continue to sell Pokemon cards, but monetizing the YouTube channel is one of my primary goals. And so a Clobopus IR next to it. I think that's the octopus, right? Let's see here, images. Oh yeah, let's see, which would be the best? Oh man, I butchered that when I spelled it. Clobbopus. Pokemon Folklart. Oh, that's a cute one. Oh, he's like, what's he like, playing like a glass bottle or something in this one? That's funny. Superior Comic Cards says his goal is 1,500 sales on eBay, man. Yeah, get it. Cameron says, I want to get into the content space. Yeah, dude, I'm all about that, bro. You've certainly come through, taught me a lot of things. Is it 67 Clobbopus? What is a 67? I see the 207 of 191. Let's see, Clobbopus. What did you say, 67? Am I even saying that right? Clobbopus. Oh, the 67 is the Japanese, it looks like. In English, it's 207, 191. Yeah. Jason says, I need to get out of my own head. I have everything to start a card business, supplies, product, love of cards, but I overanalyze everything to the point of stopping myself, just being real. 6-7 meme. Oh, that's funny. Pokey Skriz, yeah. 67 class, 6-7. 8-9. I don't know, is that a thing? I don't know. I think I saw somebody do that. Yeah, Jason, so like, is it that you have so many cards that it's overwhelming, or is it just, is it a perfectionist kind of ideation like I have as well, like where I just, got to make sure I do it just perfect and just right and have all my ducks in a row? Because man, I can certainly 10-11, yeah, for sure. Oh, it's a meme card, but okay, Cameron says the Clobbopus 67 is a meme card because, yeah, it does look like he's doing, this on the front of it. Yeah, Jason, like, let's talk through that, like, because, yeah, I think for me, if you go back and watch my video where I talk about what I was grateful for, the 10 moments I was grateful for in 2025, stumbling into eBay and just that being the proof of concept that I could actually fulfill orders was purely by accident. I think if I had overthought it, I certainly would have stopped myself. Yeah, perfectionist syndrome for sure. Yeah. Yeah, man, I feel that. I mean, it's hard. Every time, even today when I was packing some orders, like, it's hard for me not to want to put a little bit of tape at the top of the back of the fold to, make sure it goes to the machines right, or, overthink it and over-engineer it. If you look at some of my early reviews, people said I was packing things too good, and so it made it difficult for them to get the cards out when they got them, and some of those kinds of things. And so I certainly tend to overthink things, but with repetitions, and I think you can certainly kind of get over some of that anxiety and some of that frozen momentum. But Cameron says, if you look at the market history on the card, shot up to $23 when people recognized it as a meme. Now it's back down to $4. Oh, it's only $4? The English version? May have to snag that one. So another fun story is my grandfather, when he retired from the phone company, he used to work at the phone company down south. He bought a shrimp boat, and he worked on that shrimp boat for a decade. And I worked with him as a deckhand on his shrimp boat for a couple of summers when I was in college, made some good money and got to hang out with my grandfather. And oh yeah, English is only $4.50 or so. I may have to snag one of those. Any of you guys have one of those for sale? The Clobbopus 207 in English. Yeah, certainly looks like he's doing the meme. And so there was one time he accidentally caught an octopus in his net. And at my middle school, we had a big saltwater aquarium, and he donated it to the aquarium. And so that clobopus, you know, being an octopus kind of reminds me of my grandfather as well. So it'd be kind of cool to have both of those cards. You guys just convinced me. But if one of you has them for sale, then buy it from one of you guys, for sure. Yeah, Cameron, man, like content creation. Hey, what's up, Blend CCG? I do watch Pokey&E, not religiously, but when one of his thumbnails catches my attention, I certainly watch his content. I like his just direct, straightforward style. Sometimes it's hard to tell when he's being sarcastic and not, but he certainly is a case study in someone that has had success, and obviously they've had some tragedies and stuff in their life, and he's been pretty vulnerable about those things as well. So I appreciate him in the space, for sure. PokeScriz says, I think it was the same artist as the Bubble Mew, if I'm not mistaken, which is also why it shot up in price. Oh yeah, that Clobopus. Yeah, I'm gonna have to add that to my wish list or something. In fact, I'm gonna write that down before I forget. Oh, but Cameron, what I was saying about content creation, like, obviously, I think in the link, maybe on the live stream, but most of my videos, I have a link to all of my gear that I bought. And the camera that I have is a 4K webcam. It's kind of like a, what would you call it? CLR camera, something like that. Is that what it stands for? And so it, let's see, Clobopus 207, 191. But yeah, I think, I mean, Cameron, one of the things that you in our Discord that you teach a lot is just a lot of the like more finite, analytical, strategic ways that you list cards and stuff like that. And that would be a welcome spot in our space for sure. He says live streaming is the new meta. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, if you go back and watch my video of the 10 things I was grateful for in 2025, this was like purely accidental that I started doing the live stream, but it's from the live stream that I started making some solid friends from you guys. In particular, Jakovic, Mandy, Cameron, they've been here for almost every single live stream. And they've become kind of the moderators for our Discord server because of the live stream. And honestly, the content on the live stream is far easier to create because it's just having a conversation with our community, with our friends. And so as far as like the hours and you know, pumping up your hours and getting the watch time and the views and subscribers and things like that, it's a lot easier to produce once I kind of have everything set up, because it is just me sitting here talking and hanging out with my friends, talking about the things that we enjoy. And it's where I think the thing that I didn't understand is the collaborative nature of it, so that the ideas for things like the Discord server and those kinds of things just randomly happened here in the live stream because of the conversations. And so from a collaborative space too, it's just fantastic. And so I love it. I do want to dial into creating at least one piece of like podcast kind of content a month in the new year, but it's kind of hard sometimes to schedule that with another person. And so Oren with the Poke Directory and I have been talking about doing an episode where he and I could talk about the Poke Directory and the catalyst for starting that and his mission for that. So, but yeah, maybe it's the new meta, but I certainly, like even tonight, I didn't feel really good. I could have convinced myself to take a nap and just game tonight on my own. But I told Jennifer, I was like, I want to hang out with my friends. That's what I want to do, is hang out with you guys. And so, you know, here we are. Yeah, so Jason, I started off on eBay. He asked if I had any other thoughts about eBay or TCG Player. And so if I end up getting like a card scanner, I mean, I have two slabs. I mean, these are for sale right now. I had them in my a few videos ago, but like these are the ones I sent off on my own, and got Gem Mint 10s on them. They're for sale. Obviously, I can't sell them on TCG Player. I've only listed them on my Instagram to see if anybody wanted to snag them there before I listed them on eBay. But I'll list these on eBay. I'm asking 90 for the Lanazade and 155 for the Articuno. Free shipping, free tracking. But if someone wanted both of them, I could do a deal or a best offer. I'm willing to work with you on that. But if you're interested in one of these, you can let me know. But yeah, these would require to go on eBay. But I really am thinking really heavily about getting a scanner, because right now, oh, I got to talk to you guys about the Poke Center drop today too. The scanner really is a way to list things quickly on eBay and or scan things in to list them quickly on TCG Player. But I think the cheapest one is around $600 or so, the one that I'm looking at least. So I don't know, something I'm thinking about seriously. GR Gaming TCG, what's up, buddy? A lot of collectors really like certain artists. Shinji Kanda, yep, I've heard that name a lot. I pick those cards up any chance I get. Blends TCG, good info, glad it's working. Yeah, the live stream seems to be working, so I'm really enjoying it. Ungawa, me Wagaboo, me search for fire, can trade wheels, sacred rock, or teriyaki cave goat, can help Wagaboo. Well, hello Wagaboo81. I don't understand what the words I just said are, but welcome. My cousin Uga is a Geico caveman. He's no share fire, me want fire, help Wagaboo. All right, I grant you fire, sir. Yeah, that Articuno is nice. Yeah, pulled that out of my Journey Together ETB. Let's see here. Oh, wrong button. Shinji Kanda. Yeah, let me go look at some of the Shinji Kanda. Oh, was that was Shinji Kanda that new Oricorio promo? Was that Shinji Kanda? Oh, okay, yeah. So that, yeah, I actually sold through all of those today, all of the Oricorio cards. Yeah, I sold. I think I had 4 copies of it, 3 near mint, 1 lightly played, and I sold through all of those today. Yeah, that's a beautiful card. Let's see, who's this artist here? C or Sai, S-I-E Nanahara. This is like one of my favorite cards. But the artwork on that card is just incredible. I think she or he, I don't know if it's a male or female, whatever, but I think they only have like a dozen cards, but they don't all look as nice as this one. This card is just absolutely gorgeous. Oh, so that Seismitoad. Now that you say Seismitoad and Magikarp, Magneton, those 3, I know exactly the artwork you're talking about, because that would be that same kind of style as Shinji Kanda. Giratina. Yeah, Giratina is my favorite, yeah. That's funny. Yeah, it's interesting to yeah, it's interesting to see like what different artists resonate with different people, for sure. His Giratina is my favorite. Let me see which one is Giratina. Oh yeah. Oh man, yeah, that is a nice card. Yeah, the artwork in there is crazy. It is crazy. Oh, and the Galarian Moltres, yep. All right, just while I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and open this one. I think I'm trying to remember. I think I bought this one from, let me say I bought it from Target. Oh yeah, I did when I got my, what was that? Oh, and yeah, I was the Pokemon Center today. They had the Pokemon Center drop. I just happened to be, I'm off on Thursdays and Fridays, and one of our community members posted in the drops channel, drop alert channel, that the Pokemon queue was up for the next release. What's it called? Prime order? Is that right? Primal order? Prime order? Sounds like you're ordering something from Amazon. And never done that before. And so I did it and was able to pick up 2 ETBs, 2 Pokemon Center ETBs. And so if you may remember, I'm trying to pick up an ETB from every release in this era, in the new, Mega Evolution era. And so, perfect order. Yeah, thanks, Pokey. Oh, Cameron and Pokey Skriz, thank you. Yeah, perfect order. And so, yeah, I'm still probably going to Ascended Hero. I wish I would have jumped on that one first, too. But yeah, I'm going to keep one and sell one, and that'll kind of probably certainly pay for the first one, depending on how long I hang on to it. But try not to get into sealed like hardcore. But as I'm starting to have more money in my account and build some momentum, it's given me some more opportunities to do some creative stuff like that. All right, we're going to open this pack real quick. Scarlet and Violet Destined Rivals. I don't know what cover you would call this. It's just all Team Rocket stuff on there. So Cameron says it's huge that you hit those, Alan. The Pokemon Center stamped ETBs are worth a ton. Yeah, even I was just looking today, the Destined Rival ETB that I have, just the base one, is $135. I paid $50 for it, or with tax like $53 or something like that. But then the Poke Center Destined Rivals ETB is like $315. And so my son was here when I was in the queue, and I was like, Matthew, I should do this, right? Like I'd be dumb not to do this if I can get 2, right? And he's like, Dad, get them. I was like, okay. So I may end up selling one to my son at cost. I don't know, but we'll see. But yeah, I'll at least not have to stand out in the snow or the rain to get one. Pokey Skriz says, I was out of the country when the Ascended Heroes dropped. Tried to get it late at night, but errored out. Yeah. Get the Mewtwo. All right, yes, let's get the Mewtwo. Thank you, Mandy. You got me back on task. All right. All right, so got my code card. We're going to put this in the front. Psychic Energy. Oh, Fire Energy. All right, here we go. Mankey. Team Rocket's Mareep. Team Rocket's Tarantula. Team Rocket's okay, hold on. Rattata. Is that what we're saying? Is that how I'm saying that word? Spikemuth Gem. It's kind of fun. Mudsdale. Team Rocket's Orbeetle. Okay, still not reverse hollows yet. Reverse hollow Team Rocket's Houndoom. Oh, there we go. Team Rocket's Spidops. And Team Rocket's Wobbuffet. I think my son actually wants this card. That's a hit. Look at what we did. Look at what we did. What's this card worth? I have no idea. That's fun artwork, though. I like the green, black. Not really monochromatic, but kind of monochromatic. Man, what a great card. Ooh, it's super shiny when I got it away from the screen there, too. Super nice. Isn't that? That's a happy little hit there. My son will be happy with that. I'll either give it or sell it to him. We'll see. Let's see, Team Rocket's Spidops. 187 of 182. That's a nice little hit there. $4 card. Very nice. Very nice. Yeah, that's a fun card. I got to get a penny sleeve out here. Penny sleeve and a top loader. see which end opens. Okay, that end right there. All right. I'll send a, I don't know if I'll surprise him. I'll be awake when he gets home, so I may just surprise him with it when he gets home. He'll dig it. Yeah, sometimes when I buy packs like that, it's for precisely for content, for stuff like this, and so I really don't care what I get, but it's nice to get a solid hit every now and then. That's a cutie. Not a cutie really, but a really cool card. May even keep it for my personal collection. We'll see. Yeah, so for those of you that are like in the Discord channel, you know, my birthday was a few days ago, and my dad wanted to, he said, hey, you know, he said, you know, pick something out for $100 on Amazon and I'll buy it for you. And I was like, well, Dad, there's not really anything I want. I said, would you be willing to buy, you know, supplies for my business? And so I ended up getting like 50 more bubble mailers and another one of these BCW storage boxes, and what else did I get? Tape. Yeah, I just bought a bunch of supplies that will save me money in my business, so that's fun. PokeScriz TCG says, perfect order is going to be the next two Japanese set. Municus Zero and Ninja Spinner set. Cameron says, do you think short form content, YouTube Shorts, is worth getting into? PokeScriz says, Mega Greninja is going to be dope. Cameron, here's what I would say. I'm a part of a few Reddits that are for, I think one is called New Tubers. So new, like not old, but new tubers. There's another one I'm a part of. Let me get in here and scroll down real quick. Yeah, new tubers. And I want to say there's another one called Small YouTubers that I'm a part of. And one thing that I see in there regularly is that whichever one you do, short form content or long form content, it is very difficult to get an audience for the opposite of however you get discovered or get found. So where, and also to get monetized with long form content, it's 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time. For the short form content, it's like, I don't know, I don't remember how many millions of views it is. I think it's like 4 million views and so many subscribers. But the people that are going to subscribe to short form content and long form content are unique demographics, is what I keep seeing over and over in there. So there was one person that his whole dream was to do long form content, like these well thought out, like he was self-animating them and doing all of this like storyboard kind of stuff. But to kind of get some momentum, he started doing short form content, the little like, you know, reels or whatever. And he's like, okay, I've got like, you know, 10,000 followers now. So now I'm going to start doing this stuff that I'm really passionate about. And he couldn't get people, it didn't translate over from people that were subscribing because of the short form content versus the long form content. So that is something to keep in mind. Whichever way you go, I would stay consistent in it. But go to Reddit and go to that New Tubers, and I think it's Small YouTubers or Small Tubers. I think that's what it is, Small Tubers. And there's some great feedback, and now some of it's anecdotal, some of it are people that their niche is so specific. Like there was one on there that was like Spanish horror movie reviews, and I'm just like, man, what a and it was like 1950s Spanish horror movie reviews, and they couldn't figure out why nobody was subscribing to their channel. I think that like Pokemon business content like this has a much broader appeal than something like that. So it just depends. Yeah, so I mean, if you are passionate about doing more of the short form content, it just, I don't want you to be disappointed if like you get some momentum there and then you start doing like, hey, I'm going to do a 10-minute video on how to list cards using comma separated value, and then like nobody watches that. But the thing that you have to remember is like my video about my last video about like shipping supplies that I use, you know, the different supplies I use. Or no, my last video, 30 cards in a single envelope. While that one's not salacious and it's not like hot and on fire right now, I think over time it's going to perform well. Like over 6 months, people will Google like packing Pokemon, you know, trading cards in plain white envelopes. I think people over time will follow that and the views will go up. But then like that one, that my very first one I did that was called single slabs or sealed, that got like 2,000 views in 48 hours. It just blew up because that was more of a hot topic. And so the thing I don't pay attention to is the views. What I pay attention to is subscribers and hours of watch time, because that's what matters for monetization. So each one, when you put it out there, it can accumulate views while you sleep at night. So like, as long as you're creating content consistently and you have a community of people that watch your content, I think, you know, eventually you're going to get monetized. So yeah, it's my little thoughts. I got a cough. But Cameron, just keep in mind too, I'm like 4 months into content creation, so I still don't know what I don't know. So I'm just getting started. But whatever formula I found is consistently getting me a few more subscribers every week and, you know, 100 hours of watch time every week. And so we're working our way towards monetization. So. All right, let's see here. I'll go look at something real quick. All right, just 3 subscribers away from 600. Just got to get 3 more subscribers. If you have a wife or a child or a husband, people that live in the apartment, people walking by on the street, tell them to subscribe to Flip House Finds. All right, deal? Deal. All right. PokeScriz TCG says, when I first got started selling cards, I researched a lot of videos online on how to pack cards. I was watching videos from over a year ago, so it's definitely possible. Yeah, that's what I think. Like there's some videos that, like that PSA video I did about, hey, PSA, what are you doing? That was the first time and only time so far that I tried to get on a wave of hype, as it were, because that was in the news. I was probably several days late. But that was the first time that I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a strategic choice and talk about this topic. But even so, I wasn't taking like a hard line with it. I wasn't being super hyperbolic. I was just explaining the situation that happened when the guy got 9s, agreed to sell them, and they got switched to 10s, you know, so I just kind of talked about it. And then the second video I did on the topic was revealing the grades for, you know, these 2 cards, and which was PSA related, but then I kind of corrected some of the stuff that I had said in the first video. But they didn't perform that well. Let's see, the first one, yeah, I did it 3 weeks ago, 296 views. But then the PSA update and reveal, that got 454 reviews. So I don't know. Again, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm having fun doing it. So I'm having fun not knowing what I'm doing. Yeah, I do want to create a video soon about like the gear that I use and kind of the philosophy that I used. Hey Cameron, also, man, I have I signed up for a masterclass through a YouTube channel called Think Media when I started, and it was fantastic. And I took voracious notes on it about like what goes into creating good content, how to use AI to create titles, thumbnails, and descriptions, like to kind of help collaborate. Like if you have no one to collaborate with, like how can you sit down and like do some of those things? It had some pretty amazing prompts for like how to create create those things in ChatGPT. In fact, my video that comes out on Saturday, I talk about customer service and how I utilize ChatGPT sometimes to help me with some of customer service challenges, to kind of help refine my tone and things when I deal with customers, because there are times where I'm very direct when I speak. I try not to be unkind, but I'm very direct, and that doesn't always translate well through text or email. And so I use ChatGPT to kind of help me sometimes soften up my language and be a little bit more upbeat. Pokey Directory, man, I was just talking about you, Oren. I was just saying that I want to have you on here kind of in a podcast style sometime soon, but like I've got my sickness. Hey, 600 subscribers, Pokey Directory. Look at you, man. Thank you, Oren. 600 subs. If you have multiple YouTube accounts, sub me up, guys. Sub me up. Superior says, do you find inventory hard to find in the Minneapolis area? In Thunder Bay, Facebook Marketplace has a lot of listings lately, but sealed products are very expensive. Pokey says, well, I'll answer that question in just 1 second, Superior. Welcome back, Alan. Just gave you a few more subs. Thank you. Pokey Directory said, would love to. Yeah, man, we got to figure that out. We had like scheduled it up for like a Friday, and then I got stupid sick. Yeah, I want to hear about your heart for the Pokey Directory and the catalyst behind it, and try to hype it up a little bit. Jason says, it is hard anywhere to find good deals on product, but it's possible if you put in the time. Pokey Directory said, yeah, sorry, plans fell through a couple weeks ago. I'll get you some dates soon. Man, even if the plans didn't fall through on your end, I got so sick, and I'm still recovering. So yeah, so Superior, one of the things, like, if you go to, I know you said you come down here to the cities occasionally. Like if you go to Facebook Marketplace and put in, Minneapolis, St. Paul, and within 30 miles of there are Pokemon listings. I mean, if I had $10,000, I could buy $10,000 worth of cards. Honestly, I have 2 sellers right now that they hit me up when they have inventory, and it just so happens that's when I have the money to buy the inventory, and they're getting me good stuff. I've told them I don't want cards that are under $1. I want $1 or more, but primarily $5 or more if possible. And so my inventory has pivoted quite a bit. In fact, I added about 50 to 100 cards last night. So if you haven't been to my store recently, I know I've got like $100 in orders to pack tonight too that came through overnight. I'll put my pro seller site. I don't know what's still available because I haven't been looking too much, but I know it had an Umbreon on there that was worth 40 or 50 bucks. But yeah, so Superior, like there's lots of opportunities here. I can imagine, I don't know how big of a area like population Thunder Bay is up north there, but I think that's the biggest. If you go back and watch one of my very first videos, I talk about when you establish a relationship with a seller that you had a good interaction with, that you were able to negotiate a fair price of around 70%. When I'm either, standing with them in a parking lot to make the deal or meeting them at a coffee shop, typically I try to do a coffee shop so I can spend some time with the cards, make sure I don't have any fakes and those kinds of things. If as you're wrapping up that deal, you look across the table or look across the hood of the car and say, hey, these are exactly the kind of cards I'm looking for. And as often as you have collections like this, if you will think about me first, if I have the money, I will buy from you every time. And that's what I've said to these 2 guys. And I don't know if it's kind of emboldened them to open more packs because they know they have someone that's going to buy from them if they, and so I try to say yes, even if I'm not looking for more cards, I try to say yes every time that I can. So I think that establishing that line of friendship and communication, or at least relationship, has served me well. I think that's been the biggest special sauce for me. But if those 2 sellers dry up, then I'll have to do the same thing with other people. But in fact, the guy that I buy from the most used to sell the PokePass or TCG when TJ was just first getting started. But TJ's kind of outgrown these smaller collections. But I bought a $700 collection from him, which was 70%, $1,000 collection for $700 just the other day. So Yeah, it's. I think that's the biggest thing is establishing the relationship once you do make a sale. It's not just about individual sales; it's about multiple sales from the same people. But that's what I would say. PokeScriz says, if you're looking retail, there are free Discord servers that send pings, push notifications when products are available online. It's a constant struggle against bots, but it's possible to hit still. Yeah, I hit two Pokemon Center ETBs today for the next set. Perfect. Oh shoot, I'm gonna have to scroll up. Why can't I not remember the name of that set? Perfect order. Perfect order. It's a perfect order. Superior says, I have a seller like that also. I buy mostly on Whatnot, but I find buying collections is the best up here. Yeah, well, I've had some good success with Whatnot too. Going in there and sniping some things, yeah. I mean, I don't think it's like would be my primary pickup strategy, but certainly certainly a good pickup strategy. So it's just challenging. I mean, with Whatnot, I mean, that's the other thing. Like, I think if I opened up another avenue of or stream of revenue, like a Whatnot, but the pace at which I'm picking up cards and selling cards right now is really manageable and really nice, and I'm really enjoying it. So I don't think I would change a lot about that. It's just I think the value and the quantity of the cards is what's changing dramatically. After I did my video about comparing the 3 different $1,000 collections, you kind of had this aha moment that I've been nickel and diming myself to death to make, $15 or $20 on a $1,000 set of cards, where if I bought 10 $100 cards, I would make quite a bit more money. And so I've upped my game as far as focusing in on higher value cards, like $5 or more, $10 or more is kind of where I want to be with cards. But that does limit things for sure. So I think our guy that came in here pretending he was a caveman, I muted him. You have to be a subscriber to be able to talk and chat. And I muted him, and I lost a subscriber when I did that. It was so sad. If you're just joining us or haven't been here for the whole thing, my son got me a really special birthday present this year. I got my full art Dwebble here. And then I opened up a pack and got a hit tonight from Destin Rivals. It's a beauty. It's a beauty. Okay, I need you guys to help me with something here real quick. Hold on, let me catch up on chat real quick. PokeScriz TCG says, have you thought about adding Japanese packs or booster boxes to expand your inventory? I've certainly sold lots of Japanese singles. In fact, I'm sitting on a bunch of singles right now that I cannot sell. So go to my store and buy a bunch of Japanese singles. I have thought about that. I've got a couple of TJ's offered to connect me with his supplier of Japanese boxes. DKTCG Cave, Dave over there, said he would connect me with his supplier. But with the tariffs right now, I'm not 100% sure where the margins are on that, but I would definitely consider it for sure. Jason says, do you tell a seller to hold on to buy a collection, or are you adept enough to look at it at listing and know I'm likely slow to be able to research, so I may lose chances? Okay, so here's the thing with that, Jason. I was going to say something. Oh, I need you guys to tell me how to tell the difference. I'm going to answer your question, Jason, but how to tell the difference if someone says it's an SIR or an IR. How do I tell the difference? To me, they're both full art. Is it the stars down in the bottom? What differentiates an IR from an SIR? I still, after a year of selling, don't know the difference between an IR illustration rare and a special illustration rare. Still don't know. Am I doing a Pokedex collection? I'm assuming that's an app to show your collection. Okay, 2 gold stars is an SIR. An IR is a single. Okay, so then this is an IR because it has a single star. So literally that's the only difference is the number of stars. The art style could be identical. So like if Pokemon had decided that they were going to put 2 stars on the bottom of this one, this would be an SIR. But because they chose to only put 1 star, it's an IR. Is it that simple? Okay. Foil pattern is different. Okay, Poke Directory says foil pattern is different. Bottom near the card number, 1 gold star versus 2. Yes, yep. And the rarity. Gotcha. It's harder to pull in it. Okay, yes, yeah, I figured that, Mandy. Yeah, that the 2 stars would be more rare in a pack for sure. Pokédex collection is a collection of a single card for every single type of Pokemon. Huh. No, I haven't done that. Okay, Jason, I go back to Jason's questions. I promise him I'd answered it. Do you tell a seller to hold on to buy a collection? Or are you so? And Nick says, usually the card finish is also different for an SR. Typically has more texture. Usually the art is more appealing. Yeah, that's the subjective part, Cameron. That's what I didn't know if it was more subjective, but 1 star, 2 star, I can remember that for sure. So I've got one seller, Jason, that he says, do you want to buy some cards from my trade binder? And he's got some great cards in his trade binder. But he wants to go somewhere and then sit down and me flip through and pull the cards I'm interested in. And then we sit there and we have to go to TCG Player and look at the market price and then tinker back and forth. And I take a tablet of paper and I write it all out. And then we come up with like, what is he willing to take for the set? I don't buy from him that often because that's a lot of work. I don't want to be the seller and the buyer. Right? I don't want to sit, I mean, like if someone wants to sell me cards, when you resell, you're providing a service. I'm providing you, say it's $1,000 collection. I'm going to give you $700 so you can pay your electric bill, so you can take your wife out to a nice dinner, so you can pay your car note. Like I'm providing you liquid cash right now. You don't have to put cards in envelopes. You don't have to buy stamps. You don't have to ship them to people. I'm giving you $700. The least you can do is provide a list for me of the cards that you're wanting to sell me that I can very quickly see this is the current rate, this is the current market. And so my seller that I buy from the most, whenever he's ready to sell me something, he sends me over basically a screen grab of his phone where he's created a collect or a TCG Player list, and he does a screen grab and it's a video and he's scrolling through the cards slow enough where I can see the card, what condition they're in, and the current market price. And so I can watch that video 2 or 3 times. And at the top of the video, it shows, 37 cards, $238. And then when he sends over that video, he'll be like, hey man, here's the collection. I'm asking this amount, that's 70% of current market value. And so at that point, with confidence, I can be like, done deal. When do you want to meet? And then we'll meet that night or the next day or whatever. But I'm not going to be the seller and the buyer. I don't know if you guys watch, there's a YouTube channel out there called Chasing Cardboard. It's primarily about sports cards. But they're these really cool long form 30-minute YouTube videos where this guy goes to different people's homes and he has that saying like, I'm not going to like be the seller and the buyer here. I'm not going to bid against myself. And I think that's the posture I want to try to take. It's like, I'm providing you cash. The service you're providing me is giving me a list and cards in good condition. And so like, I don't want to be a jerk about it, but at the same time, like, I'm not going to sit here and curate the list, for you while, and like bid against myself, whatever, like, do something for it. So anyway, a little bit of a mini rant there. So Pokescriz says, some people also get confused on an IR versus a full art. Single gold stars is an IR, 2 silver stars is a full. Oh, okay. All right. Hold on now. So the gold cards have 3 stars, which means hyper rare. In former sets, Surging Sparks, the gold cards were too hard to pull, but in the new Mega Generation, they're the rarest card in the set. GR Gaming says, definitely a list. That's like industry standard for people who are even moderately serious about the hobby. Superior Comics says, I love it when sellers make it easy to buy their collections. Jason says, awesome answer, Alan, makes total sense. Or, yeah, I mean, if like when I put something on Facebook Marketplace, I don't care what it is, whether it's a piece of furniture or, you know, whatever. Like, I'm gonna clean it up. I'm gonna take good pictures. I'm gonna take a picture from every angle. When I list something on Facebook Marketplace, let's say it's a bookshelf, I'm gonna put the dimensions in the listing. Like, that's my job as the seller, to provide all the information I can to the potential customer, right? And so, like, I love the fact that my friend wants to hang out with me and give me his binder and flip through the cards, but like, I'd much rather meet someone in a Target parking lot and spend 3 minutes on the transaction and 15 minutes having a fun conversation about the hobby than spend 3 hours in a McDonald's booth, you know, with a piece of paper and a pen trying to add up a set of cards, even if it is a good pickup. That's just time. My time is too precious for that, even with this side hustle. Poke Directory says, you are a wholesale buyer, not a consumer, so the sellers need to recognize that you are providing them a service of an easy sale for a fair price. Yeah, and I think that, you know, there's a saying in life that you teach people how to treat you. Certain collections might be worth that extra work, depending on the cards, the value of the cards, and the quantity of the cards. But I'm not going to sit there at a booth at McDonald's and get a tablet of paper and put 50 cents, 72 cents, 64 cents, and like add all that up to try to get 70% of. Like, I need you to do the work. Like, get all the get all your, at the minimum, like if my friend that has the trade binder he wants me to look at, gosh, I hope he's not watching this tonight. He'll never sell to me again. But yeah, it's like, you know, put all the cards that are $5 and up on the back 10 pages, and then let me pick from there. So at least I know what ballpark I'm in. I don't know. GR Gaming says, I will say, for the people's mindsets that aren't ours, business first primarily, their perspective is more of a hobbyist friend than a client, but gonna have that line in the sand. Yeah, I have another seller that every time that I buy from him, he's like, hey, you want to go to a show together? You want to do this? You want to do that? And he wants to hang out, which is cool, but like, I'd rather hang out with you guys and have a quick sale than, you know, that. But I don't know. I'm also an introvert, so I wish there was a way that we could all be like on one screen and I could see all of you and not just read chat, but that's not the method to the madness when you're trying to get your YouTube channel monetized, I guess. 600 subscribers, man. Thank you guys that do some subscriptions on tonight. I think the other thing that you know, Cameron, I'm assuming you're still here. I think one of the things I had to do early also was, when you're creating content, you know, just figuring out what your voice is going to be, because there's certainly people out there that when the camera's on, there's this kind of switch that goes on where they are, I don't want to be negative, but certainly they're putting on a persona, and maybe it's not much different than their typical persona in life, but they're putting on a little bit more hype, they're putting on a little bit more energy, they're you know, maybe talking in a little bit more elevated tone, a little bit more rapidly, whatever those kinds of things are. And you know, when I started and I saw TJ or PokePastor TCG's trajectory, and I'm not saying, to be very clear, I'm not saying TJ is doing that at all. I know TJ personally, and who he is on his videos is who TJ is. I'm not saying he is doing this, but what I'm saying, the comparison trap that I fell into is he got monetized like within 6 months, and that's still possible for me. If I get another 400 subscribers and another, you know, 1,800 hours of watch time in the next 2 months, then I could get monetized in 6 months also. But he took off really quickly. but he had a better pulse. It was easier for him to be more authentic about being on the edge of all of these different kind of like controversial ideas and thoughts, because he was much more dialed into the Pokemon hobby for a much longer period of time than I have been. And so with authenticity, he could show up on the screen and talk about some of these more controversial, hyped topics with authenticity than I could. And so when I started, I had to figure out, like, I think this is where I saw, whether it was through Think Media or new tubers or small tubers, Reddit channels and things like that. If I was to bring a persona like that, if I was to come in here and be a hype beast about all the things, I would attract people that enjoyed that content. So then I would have to keep up that kind of persona to continue to grow and to get the subscribers and to get the views and to get the hours. But if I was going to be truly authentic to who I am and the things that I've learned in my own voice, and as some of you have called me the Mr. Rogers of the Pokemon hobby, I figured that my growth would be a little bit slower, but I would attract the right people with the right personalities and temperaments that would enjoy this content. And I think that when you look at our Discord community, again, link down below if you want to join our Discord community if you're not already there, and the people that are here in the live stream tonight, except for our caveman friend that popped in a few minutes ago. I am much more pleasantly surprised and pleased by the community that's gathering around us together than had I created something that was artificial. And so, Cameron, if you decide to create content, it's like, I would encourage you that, like, and again, I don't know what you're even thinking, but like being yourself is more important than, I guess, the kinds of content you're going to create. Yes, you can cover all kinds of topic, but even if you do decide to cover topics that are a little bit more, whether it's controversial or current or relevant, but like when I'm sitting down to create content, I'm not going on Google and going like, hey, what's the hottest Pokemon topic right now? I'm not. I'm like, oh, you know what I'm going to talk about today? Customer service, and how sometimes it feels personal when people, send you a message and say, hey, you suck, or you didn't send the right card, or this card sucks, or whatever, like how the emotions of that. That's what I wanted to talk about. So I recorded that video today. It's coming out Saturday. Whether that lands or not, I don't know. I do care. I don't know if it's going to land, but it might land 6 months from now. And so it's like committing to, I'm going to create 100 pieces of content before I decide if I'm going to give up or continue, because I've seen so many cases on those Reddit channels and through Think Media where they're like, man, it's around that 100th piece of content that you create that YouTube finally figures out who you are and who your audience is and starts feeding your content to the right audience. And so I'm counting on that being the case, and we'll see. I'm at, as far as like long form content, I created my 47th video today, but if you include my live streams as content, I think I'm around 56, 57 pieces of content. But my rhythm is three pieces of content a week, two pre-recorded and one live stream. So we'll see if it pays off or not. So let's see. Jason says, it's hard to figure out my place in all this. Could list many thousands of cards. I love all TCGs. I'm passionate, but am I passionate enough to be a great seller? I am an all-in person. Yeah, that's hard, because I'm the same way. Like being diagnosed with ADHD, and I think that if I remember correctly, Jason, you mentioned that maybe you had recently discovered that maybe you might have ADHD. It's like we have this superpower of being able to like hyper focus on something, but then that negative side of it where we can get distracted easily with many different things. But this is the first thing I've done in my life of all the hobbies or side hustles that I've done. And as I've talked about in the past, this like graveyard of hobbies gone by that I've had for decades with my wife, I buy all the things, I do all the things, I dive in deep, I become an expert at it, and then I sell it on Facebook Marketplace, and then it's something else. This has been the first thing that I've done, because in the trading card reselling space, there are so many different smaller processes with conditioning cards, packing cards, sorting cards, that there's enough diversity in the number of different things you do if you do a trading card selling business, but then it's all unified behind a single thing, and that's selling trading cards. And so it's a single hobby, but there are multiple different gears in the engine, as it were. So, what's up, Blazin? Welcome to the stream, man. Glad you're here. Jason says, my struggle. Cameron says, for sure. Yeah, Cameron, there is no doubt that if you start creating content, you're going to hit the right audience. But yeah, I just encourage you, man. Like, I mean, of course, I've talked to you on Discord, like, just being yourself, man, and be that nerdy, analytical, comma separated value guy, and that's going to resonate with a certain audience. But also, you know, the guy that's super excited about, you know, selling at college or whatever, you know, like, just be yourself. And I think there's also, I know there was a time in YouTube history where vlogs, like, where people would just like take a camera with them and go about their day, and then like edit that together and stuff. The thing that I've tried to do is all of my videos I do in one take, because I want it to be authentic and kind of off the cuff. And I have my stream deck set up in such a way that I have a stop button right there. And so when I get to the point in the video where I say, well, hey everyone, thanks for joining me for the video. My name is Alan, this is Flip House Finds, and I'll see you in the next one. And then I tap the button and it stops it. So like when I hit record, I take one beat and like, hey everybody, my name is Alan, it's Flip House Finds. So glad you're here. It's not only the name of the channel, it's the name of a small business I started back in January 2025. And then I dive off into the content. And then when I'm done, hey, my name's Alan, this is Flip House Finds, see you in the next video. And then I hit stop, and then there's no editing that has to be done. And because I don't have any music in it, there's no copyright issues or anything like that. Of course, this music that I have here is from an artist named Harris Heller, and all of his music is copyright free. So I can give you that resource as well. He's got all different kinds of styles of music. I just like this kind of lo-fi chill music that he has. As kind of a good landing page for this. I've thought about adding that to some of my videos, but they're doing fine without it. So it's one less thing to do when I produce my content. But yeah, Blazin, what are you up to tonight? What have you been going? My son, for those of you maybe you hadn't been here, my son got this for my birthday. My favorite Pokemon. And this is an illustration rare, I learned. It has 1 star, guys. It's an illustration rare. And it doesn't have texture, but it has that beautiful shine on it. Dwebble. Yeah, he got that for me. I think he paid $25 for it. And then I pulled this tonight from a Destin Rivals pack. Blam. Team Rocket Spite Ops. Great card. And I'm still selling these guys. Willing to make a deal on them. But yeah, pulled these myself, graded them myself. I'm asking 90 for Lanazade and 155, but if you want to buy both or make me a different offer, I am willing to negotiate if you're interested in slabs. Pulled them myself. They were featured on a video. I'll even autograph the sleeve for you. I don't know if that'll add any value at all, or if you care. GR Gaming says, curveball, Alan does each video stream with one breath. Amazing. Not today, I don't. Sorry, I had to cough up the phlegm. All right, I'm gonna be humble as I read this, Oren, because your low-key vibe and also your live stream schedule consistency keeps me coming back to your videos. My schedule, for the most part, actually lets me be here. Well, that's awesome, man. Thank you. Yeah, I appreciate the regulars that are here, for sure. Appreciate you guys being around and spurring on the conversation. I used to watch all of Brian from Pokey Innie's videos, but his vibe has become quite contentious and it just pushes me away. Yeah, I like his business content a little bit more than his content about like, oh, this streamer over here said this about me, or this hot take of this and this hot take of that. But the ones where he talks about like, hey, here's 10 moments that I almost shut down the business. You know, he did that video several months ago. Like, I enjoy that content because it's applicable to what we're doing here. And those of us that are, you know, trying to create a business around what we're doing. But yeah, I can't be what what I'm not, and this is just me. Certainly, you guys get the best of me. I mean, certainly I'm not a perfect husband or father or, all those things, but I think having been married almost 28 years now, and my relationship with my kids is just at such a sweet spot, and whether it's my career or whatever else is going on in life, life is pretty sweet right now, and all the stars lined up to help me have the margin and the money to start something like this. And I've not really invested any more money into this hobby other than that first $1,000, and it's allowed me to continue to procure product and sell things and add to my technology and supplies and inventory and equipment. And so we'll keep plugging away till I don't anymore. But it's been a blast. Yeah, and guys, if one of the things too is, like, as I look ahead to my schedule, no matter what happens in the future, even if my days off shift because I'm off on Thursdays and Fridays, well, if I got a job that I worked Monday through Friday, like, I'd still want to create a consistent schedule. I think Thursday evenings would still be at 7 o'clock would still be a reasonable time to do this. My wife just texted me. She said, "I'm listening to your live stream. You're a keeper." That's the best review of the night, everybody. My wife says she's watching my live stream and I'm a keeper. Why don't you talk in the chat over here, Jen? Type something over here in the chat so everybody can say hey to you. Of course, I don't even know what your YouTube moniker or handle is, whatever. Cameron says, "I really like Ricky Oyama's channel, Oyama Trading. He's in deep with other big vendors, but maintains a very personable vibe while still being confident in what he does." Yeah, I don't know that I've heard of Ricky Oyama. Writing it down right now. What'd you say, Oyama Trading? I have to go check that out, yeah. I don't, honestly, I probably don't watch as much content as I should, to be honest, to see what else is out there. But my fear is if I watch too much stuff that I'll start to emulate some of the other content creators. And I'm just like, for me, it's like, I mean, even Pokey Pastor, who's a personal friend of mine, I think he's putting out 4 or 5 videos a week. I just don't have I don't have the time to watch all of his content. But there's times when a topic will come up on one of his videos or a thumbnail, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to watch that one. So yeah, there's that piece of it too. Superior says, "You're relatable to what I'm doing, and that's why I subscribe to your channel." Well, that's awesome, man. Yeah, us 50-year-olds got to stick together. Oyama's GRG Gaming says, or GR Gaming says, "Oyama's been on the rise for sure. Him and Jake with Jar Chomps Collectibles just launched a Discord." How dare they launch a Discord? I thought I was the only one doing it. I'm just kidding. Oyama Trading. I'm gonna go type that in real quick and see. Maybe I'll recognize him because I follow. My Instagram's blowing up. That's for sure. I've got like 1,500 followers on. Yeah, I don't recognize Oyama. Wait, does he do like a podcast with guys and they kind of sit around in a circle in that room? Maybe that's the other guy you guys are talking about, Jar Chomp. Maybe he does. Oren, there's no other Discord servers, bro. Our Discord server is the only Discord server. GR Gaming says, "I like Oyama's pre-grading videos and his sourcing cards at vending shows." Yeah, the Foundry. It's the only Discord server out there. Yeah, I do watch a lot of seller vendor POV videos. Cameron says he does seller POV videos, which a lot of people do, but he also has a niche of buyer POV videos showing people how to navigate a card show and how to negotiate a fair price when shopping for cards. Yeah, I see you there. I see you, Oren. I see you. Yeah, him and Jake do midweek Machamps podcast stream. Okay. Yeah, there's one guy that's like, he's got like a really skinny face. I don't know which, and I think I've seen him in that podcast where they kind of sit around in a circle and they talk about stuff. Sorry, really skinny face doesn't mean anything. I don't have a skinny face, but. My wife says she doesn't know how to type into the live stream because her technology age is 85 years old, and that is true. She is much more apt to read a Jane Austen novel than to be in a live stream. That's for sure. That is for sure. All right, guys, I got to take a quick potty break. I'm going to mute my microphone, hopefully, and I will be right back. All right. Well, guys, my voice is starting to give up on me a bit, so I'm going to wrap it up here tonight. But thank you all so much for the conversation, man. It was not a dull moment. Lots of great stuff. I've got to go see if I'm going to buy that Clobopus 207 of 191 to add to my Dwebble over here, and then I got to go look up Ricky Oyama. See what he's all about, because that sounds like a good pro tip there as far as some other content creators that are down to earth and yet have some confidence behind what they're doing. But really appreciate you all, and yeah, if you have other YouTube accounts and you want to subscribe, if you haven't watched this whole thing when it goes on demand here in a little bit, if you'll just hit play on it and watch it. Just trying to get those watch hours up, watch some of my old content. But yeah, the goal is this year, the big goal, I mean, obviously to continue to sell Pokemon cards. Oh yeah, I'll show you this real quick. It's so heavy right now, but yeah, so all of these I currently have listed, and then I still have all of these to list. So there's probably $200 or $300 worth of cards right here. And these are my Pikachu V-Union sets back here. I have 4 sets of those. If anybody's interested, those are up on my site. But if you go directly to my pro seller site, it's 5% below market, and I don't pay as many fees there. So it helps you, helps me. But yeah, this is what I got going on right now. So I don't know that I'm going to list any more cards this weekend, but then next weekend I'll probably list half of these, and the weekend after that half, and then start building some more inventory in there. And then I've got a whole nother one of these that's empty that I'm going to start doing some stuff with that my dad got me for my birthday. But again, these BCW cases are phenomenal. Absolutely love them. But yeah, thanks for being here tonight. My plan is to be back next Thursday, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise, as we say in Texas. And thank you so much for your support of the channel and the Discord and the great questions you guys bring every live stream. And man, I love you guys. Appreciate you guys. It's such a fun experience to be able to create this content for you and just hang out with you. And so appreciate you. I'm rambling now. I'm just going to end the stream. So thanks so much for being here, everyone. My name is Alan. This is Flip House Finds, and I will see you on the next live stream. Bye, everybody.